At Star Wars Celebration this year, during the panel for Star Wars The Last Jedi, several pictures were released of characters just before the trailer was played. One of the images in particular sparked a lot of discussion among fans as to Kylo Ren's new design, but more specifically his eye. Originally looking at the image, you can tell something is off about Kylo's eye, but if you enhance the image and look closer, you can actually see his eye is in fact yellow in coloration. So what does this mean exactly? Well, it is very important to the character of Kylo Ren. When a Darksider obtains yellow eyes, it means that the dark side of the Force has corrupted them to a point where it warrants a physical change in the individual. The yellow eyes almost represent the rage hidden behind a wielder of the dark side, in some cases unchecked rage. As we see in the trailer for The Last Jedi, however, Kylo is shown not having these yellow eyes, so why is this? Well, there could actually be several possibilities as to why his eyes are not yellow at the point we see him in the trailer. The first is Kylo could actually be holding his hatred and aggression back. We primarily saw this with Count Dooku, who had mastered his rage and darkness and kept it hidden away. This is why we very rarely see Count Dooku with yellow eyes. The second, and far more likely option concerning Kylo, is yellow eyes only appear when an individual feels a deep connection to the dark side. An example of this would be Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith. Only when Anakin is killing the remaining Separatists and is later defeated by Obi-Wan on Mustafar do his eyes emerge as yellow. And the final possibility is Kylo's eyes may have changed to yellow after a time skip, which I do believe will happen sometime in The Last Jedi. This new coloration could be a result of Kylo receiving more dark side training on behalf of Snoke. An interesting dynamic to add to The Last Jedi could be this physical representation of Kylo's conflict, with the color of Kylo's eyes changing from time to time. It could visually show us his inner struggle that was only described to us in The Force Awakens. However, this is a bad sign for the Knight of Ren, as it shows he has now been corrupted enough that his body is emitting a physical response. The yellow eyes more have to do with an emotion of a Darksider rather than their power in the dark side. Two examples of this would be of course the Emperor, who did have yellow eyes and was insanely powerful, or a lower level Darksider such as the Inquisitor, who also displayed yellow eyes. Discussions of power aside, it does however tell us what we already knew about Kylo, that he is run by his negative emotions. Another thing I would like to explain is that one does not have to be a Sith Lord to inherit these yellow eyes. Yellow eyes can be a trait of many Darksiders, and on the planet of Dathomir, the natives are often born with these yellow eyes, mainly because the planet itself has such a strong connection to the dark side of the Force. This is why characters like Maul and Savage Opress have such prominent yellow eyes. Again though, the eyes represent the unchecked rage and ferocity behind a Darksider. It's almost like a look into their soul. These yellow eyes are also the beginnings of what's called dark side degradation, which occurs when a user of the dark side is so corrupted that their body begins to crumble and shows signs of wear from the dark side of the Force. The power they have within them begins to tear them apart from the inside out. This in part is why the Emperor appears so nasty and elderly in Return of the Jedi. His scarring is an effect of the dark side being present and powerful with him for so long. Again though, the eyes are the first sign of this, and a Darksider's body doesn't become weakened until much later, and the scarring occurs even later than that. This is still not a good sign for Kylo though. Supposedly in the film, we will experience a time jump, and we very well could see Kylo with these new yellow eyes following this skip and after training with Snoke. Kylo was already a character we know struggled with self-control, so his eyes changing in color is only logical. It is interesting to note though that I do not believe his eyes will be yellow all of the time in the film. Supreme Leader Snoke himself even states that he finds Kylo so valuable due to his place between the light and the dark, and we know there is still some light within the Knight of Ren, even after the murder of his father. So what is your opinion on this, and Kylo's now physical change in The Last Jedi concerning the dark side of the Force and its effects on him? Personally, I love it and find Kylo extremely intimidating with this addition. It may also be something he sports with pride, and perhaps a reason why he destroyed his helmet to now show everyone the power he commands. Again though, I would love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed the video and feel it deserves it, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, as it helps the channel out a great deal. If you have any future video suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, as I check them very often. If you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to ensure you stay up to date with everything Star Wars related, from news, theories, and explanation videos. If you would like to contact me directly, the best place to do so is on Twitter, @StupendousWave. Thanks again so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.